Hi, this is Summer with Summer's Tips and Stitches, and this is the Saturday morning where I have been choosing the winners or the people that will receive the giveaway. So, first I had a little bit of a yarn chat before I announced the winner. That's how we get you to watch our whole video. And then the people, so one giveaway was here on YouTube where you would get the chance to win these three or enter for me to mail you these three pattern books. These are my extra Crochet Society books. Some of them were given to me from other subscribers, and these are the duplicate books. I have a bunch of them listed in my Facebook group, and I'm going to wade through that mess next. But it was easiest to choose the random comment picker for YouTube. That by far is the easiest. And I kept this giveaway just not a secret, but I didn't advertise it in the title because sometimes I think people just look for giveaway titles and they don't actually watch it. And sometimes people who aren't even your regular yarn friends win, which is nice sometimes, but sometimes I like it to be my regular yarn friends. So it just at the end of my chit chat video, I said, hey, I'm going to run this giveaway through for these three pattern books. Through that actual video. So if you didn't watch the whole video, you didn't see it. So this was not sponsored by Crochet Society. These are boxes that I've purchased with my own money, and I use the yarn, and I'm just offering up the duplicate books. You can go to a page inside of this book and find similar yarns to what was in the box. And you can order that yarn if you would like, or you could just use the size or whatever yarn you want. But if you were looking for more specific yarn to use, she always has that page inside of her books that tell you what is a close match. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little bit of chatting and then I'm gonna tell you who the random comment picker chose for those three books. And then after this video is uploaded and running, I'm going to go on to Facebook and I'm going to start that process of choosing the winner over there. I am choosing one winner per book. There could be duplicate winners. I'm running each book as if it's its own thing because I'm trying to just make this as easy as possible. I bought the shipping envelopes last night. There's 17 of them. So actually, I'm kind of hoping that duplicates win. So that's less maybe in postage, I don't know. And then I've got some good reminders to mail this as media mail. And hopefully that will make it a little bit more reasonable as I send these out. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to show you is a new hat I finished. If you guys remember from one of my videos last week, I went to Door County last weekend. And I didn't go there to look for yarn or yarn things, but of course I found some. There was a pumpkin patch festival and people were selling their wares, things they've made and whatnot. And a lot of people were dressed all for fall. It was actually kind of funny because it was pretty warm that day. I got by with just wearing, I'm trying to think about what I wore. Oh, just a t-shirt and kind of like a little cardigan and jeans. But there was some people wearing these cute puffer vests and all these stocking hats and all that. And it just looked, I knew they had to be hot. But anyway, I've seen some hats like this, where you knit and then rather than just doing the knit, you do a couple rows of purl to make these stripes. So I took my regular old hat pattern that I've been using that I kind of modify for myself. I use Ross's hat. It's on Ravelry. It's called the Ross hat. You can even type it into a Google search and find his own page. And I just like it because it has very clear dimensions. It's a free pattern. This time I did a really short ribbing for the head. And then I want to say I did 8 rows of knit, 3 rows of purl, then about maybe 6 rows of knit. I just got a little bored, 3 rows of purl. And then I kind of was paying attention to how many more stitches I had until the hat was decreasing. So then I just did about 4 or 6 rows, maybe 6 rows here, and then I didn't decrease anymore. I will say decreasing on a purl looks real icky. I don't know how else to do it. I'm not a knitting pro, but I think the hat looks cute. And I just followed the measurements of, I do about 5 inches before I start the decrease, even though Ross has a bigger inches before his decrease, but he has a man's head, and I think it's technically a man's hat. So I measured, and over the years the year that I've been knitting these hats, I've decided like 4.5 to 5 inches for my head works really well, and these work really nice on a 2nd grader. So I love this. I'm going to knit another one of these hats. There's no pattern. Like I said, I just, knitted and then purled and then knitted and then purled and then knitted and purled. I think it looks cute. So I finished that hat. This yarn is Red Heart Super Saver Cafe, I believe. This is one of my favorite colors to use for skin tones when making dolls. The yarn is a little scratchy. It's not ideal for hats, but I wanted to try something out before I pulled out some nice yarn. I can't see it off the top of my head, but off the top of my head, and I'm talking hats. But right up in here somewhere is a yarn that I got as a gift that I plan on trying that pattern again, and that's going to be super soft and bougie. I got it from my stepmom for my birthday last year, and it's a really nice autumn color. Also, just in case you're wondering, I finished the tweed hat. This yarn is super soft. It's a bigger ribbing. It's the same Ross's hat, but again, from the brim to where I start my decrease is usually only 4.5 to 5 inches, even though Ross is bigger, and then I start my decrease. This is Knit Pal yarn. I can put a link in the description. They once contacted me and asked me if I would try out this yarn, and I really liked it, so they gave me some free yarn, but then I bought my own. This yarn is so soft, and I really like that tweed look. This is one I'm going to give to my 2nd graders as well. So I finished up that hat, and then, you guys, I've just been knitting hats because I need to get my hats under control for Christmas. I only have 20 kids in my class this year. I like to make 22 to 24, 3 to 4 extra hats so that every kid has a choice. You never want to be that one that's like, oh, I guess I'll take the last one. But also I like to be able to have a variety. You will be surprised at what the kids choose. I mean, there'll be a hat that I have in my mind as a boy hat or a girl hat, and then the opposite will choose it. So, or, sometimes when you're making something for someone, you're like, oh, I know that they'll like this hat. And it's really nice when they actually choose that hat. So anyway, I'm making the hats, and then just before, probably in December, I will do my yearly Holy Cats, that's a lot of hats video, and I will show you all the finished hats together in one video with the pom-poms that I chose for them. Sometimes the pom-pom choosing is crucial because there's only so much yarn I have here, and I know you're like, Summer, you could make hats for an army, and I could. But sometimes when you're choosing, I like to do bulky or worsted weight yarn, and then when you're using the colors, you have to choose, like you might use the same yarn for 2 hats, but use a different color pom-pom. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say here. So I've been watching a lot of Llama Mama Kayla right now. She's been on my heart. I've been praying for her and thinking about her. And to me, it's much easier for me to pray for her after I've watched her video. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. Well, okay, so in the Bible it says when 2 or more gather together in prayer, it's, God's will be done. So I always feel like if I'm watching her video and then pray for her, that we're kind of connected. I know that sounds weird, but anyway, I've been watching a lot of her videos. Some of them repeat because I just really been thinking about her and I really care about her. And she was making a blanket. This was just before the fair video, I believe. And I really liked one of the yarns she was using. So I went to my Joann's and they did not have it. And this yarn closely has been becoming my new favorite cheap yarn. Karen's Simply Soft or Karen Cakes was one of my favorites. But Big Twist has jumped into the lead, and I saw her making kind of a granny style blanket with this rainbow Big Twist. Now my classroom, if you've watched any of my classroom videos, it kind of has like a rainbow theme. I really like it personally when it comes to decorating because anything goes. anything you can use, red, purple, green, you know, it just goes. They're mostly primary colors. But also, I like a rainbow. I love all the colors together. They're so bright. So I was thrilled when I saw that yarn. I ordered this off of Joann's, and I want to say when I ordered it, I can't swear to you. This one is fidgety over here. I did get like a 20% discount. I want to say the yarns were already on sale, I believe. And then I bought them off of my Facebook app or my Joann's app. I bought them off of there, and I chose 6 of them. So I got 6 of these. It's called the colorway Inclusivity, and I just really like the rainbow. That's all. So I've started knitting with it. I'm not 100% sure exactly what I'm going to make with it. I decided to just do one hat right away, and I'll show you that. But then I also was thinking about, I know a lot of people use the rainbow to symbolize a lot of things. Christians usually think about the rainbow as God's promise, that God makes a promise and he keeps it, because after Noah's flood, he sent a rainbow saying he would never flood the entire earth again. And so a lot of times Christians think about it as a promise, but also people who have miscarried and then have a baby afterward will call that baby their rainbow baby. And so I really liked, because you know I like to make baby things, I liked the idea of making baby things with this. Baby sweater, baby hat, baby booties, baby blanket. You know how I like that stuff. So I did buy 6 of these. I am working with one right now. And then my total really only came to like $34. I was very surprised by that. So I've got all 6 of these. I will say there's some icky parts. And it's actually kind of like how Karen Cakes was. Where the colors join, it is kind of muddled. I'm trying to see if I could find one to show you that. I've knitted through one. Well, I guess I can show you when I'm knitting. Like right here. Where the blue and green are changing into each other, it's just kind of a muddled look. And I don't really love it. You could cut in color control. That means cut right before the muddled bit comes and then join the other part. But I'm just trying to relax a little bit, you know, and I have a tendency to be pretty fussy about that. But the interesting thing, in that packet, I also got one of these random yarn. It didn't say anything about getting a free yarn or anything like that. And all of these, I mean, they were just, you know, shoved in this bag. I don't know how they put one of these in there. But anyway, I've got a basic stitch, anti-pilling, Lion brand yarn in the colorway Lemonade. Yeah, and it is a 4, so I guess I can make the yellow hat now. But yeah, I thought that was weird. I didn't order it, and I went back to look on, I thought, oh, well, maybe I accidentally put it in my cart. I didn't. I just got that for free, so thanks, Joanne. Okay, so enough about that. Here's the hat I started. Oops. Lost my bird scissors. I'm going to tell you, I bought one of these big skeins of Red Heart Super Saver in this Color Cafe, and it has just been going and going. I've made like $3 or $4 dolls with it. I've used this brown for little tiny amigurumi monsters and hamsters, and it just keeps on. I even have a hat. I probably could get a whole nother hat out of this. But here is the start of the hat. So it's coming up real nice, and what I see is happening in the pattern. I probably should have cut the yellow and blue off, or the blue and green off, because it was the blue was just a little bit, and then it started with the green, but because it's on the edge, I was like, oh, whatever. But it looks like it goes blue, green, yellow, orange, red, and then it does another red, and it goes reverse, orange, yellow. So it just goes back and forth within the rainbow. It doesn't go red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, red, orange. That purple then repeats. That makes sense to you? So the red is going to be a little thicker. So that's what it's looking like. This is the brim where you knit 2, purl 2, and then right about here is where I just started knitting around. It's very lovely. I'm using my favorite knitting needles, the Addy Turbos. I actually, to be honest, wish I would have gotten the pointier ones. These ones are a little dull, but it works fine with worsted weight and bulky yarn. Just sometimes it's nicer to have a little pointier if you're knitting tight. But here is an example of where it's changing and it just looks kind of muddled. Yeah, so it's okay. I think it'll be fine once the whole hat's done. It'll be interesting to see if anybody chooses this full-blown rainbow hat, because it's not that new bougie pastel rainbow that's in these days, which a lot of my classroom is in, or where they have like that pink and the light brown and the creamy color that looks like Neapolitan ice cream. This is like full-blown primary color rainbow. So that is that. Now I'm going to stop this video part, put in the clip of where the winner is, and then come back again, because I actually made a little video of it. I feel so smart today. Okay, this is a new random comment picker. Let's find out who the winner is. I'm not gonna allow duplicates. I'm not gonna include replies. Let's see what this says. Anything goes. What I'm gonna do is if the comment comes up and it answers the question about fall, then they're the winner. Let's see what happens. They're loading and there's 85 comments. Knitting Deb's Nook. Wow, she is the winner, which is kind of exciting. I'm glad I showed this in the video because I know Knitting Deb's Nook only because she's another YouTuber. I feel like I guess I know her now. So congratulations. All right, you guys, it was Knitting Deb's Nook. Now, if any of you have been watching my channel for a really long time, I actually met Knitting Deb through YouTube. She has a YouTube channel called Knitting Deb's Nook. And I have a YouTube channel, and I was talking in my video about, hey, I really want to go to, where did I want to go now? Hirschner's warehouse. And she sent me a message and said, hey, Summer, I live close by you. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, let's meet up and go to the warehouse sale together. So I drove to like maybe 15, 20 minutes outside of town to a little gas station. You can trust yarn friends. And parked my car at that gas station and hopped in her van and we drove to Hirschner's and we shopped together. I made a little video clip. She made a video clip. And then I'll actually look through my YouTube videos and put a link in the description to Knitting Deb and to the video where we shopped at Hirschner's together. And we just had a really great time talking and chatting. And we became Facebook friends. I want to say this is a couple years ago now. And so she is originally, you know, a YouTube yarn friend that now in real life, you know, we're friends. I mean, we don't see each other every day, obviously. She lives in a different town. But we chat on Facebook here and there. And yeah, so congratulations, Knitting Deb. It'll be really nice on shipping, won't it? I can probably get your address today and just send you a little message and pop that into the mail on Saturday, which is today, this morning. I can get it in there. And you'll probably have your little catalogs, your little magazines by Monday. So congratulations, Knitting Deb. Now for the rest of this video, I'm going to just, you know, close out, but I got to go on to Facebook now and choose all the winners over there. I want to say, sorry, you guys, I have, here's my postcard from Door County. I have two of these flamingo books posted, 4 of the Norwals. Yeah, and those are my duplicates in there. So that's 6. And then I think the rest of these are singles. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'll show you them all real quick. There they are. These are all the duplicate books. That means I've gone to Crochet Society, onto their website, to the past boxes, and bought their past box duplicates. Sometimes they run a really good sale. I mean, Crochet Society does. There they are. where you can get them for $10. Now, obviously in the United States, it's not the same because their dollar value is different than our dollar value. So what's a dollar for them is like $1 and some change for us. Then in addition to that, you have the shipping and handling. However, it's still cheaper than buying the regular subscription. And if, like, for instance, let me show you this one. The reason I bought 2 of this one here was because I really liked that cake. Do you see it in there? And I needed 2 of them to make a shawl big enough for me. That's right, because still the patterns are, you know, I don't want to say size exclusive. Same thing with this one. You know, they just make the one skein, and if you're a little bigger gal, you sometimes need 2 skeins to make it just a little bigger. And they're really easy. Most of them were triangle shawls, so you could just keep on going, making a few more rows, and it was fine. But I needed, in order to do that, I needed to buy the other box. This one here, I just used all those colors for a baby blanket. This one extra, I used for the hats. I made hats for my 2nd grader. This one here, I just really loved the yarn. I wanted more of that yarn. I still haven't even done anything with them. All 4 of them are jammed up in that cupboard. This one here, I really loved this pink. It's a recycled cotton, I believe, that is in this. So I bought it for the yarn. And I was going to make a set of dishcloths and coat placemats, which of course I didn't do. I did make this. And these ones are flamingos I made into hats. These ones are all nicely, I don't know if you can see that, bundled up in that cute little basket right there. And I'm going to make a baby blanket out of them, which I haven't done yet, right? I can't be the only one that does that, right? I don't know. But anyway, so that's the end of this video. I've got to go do some computer work and find out who the winners are of these books, make a list, message them. Knit and Deb, I'm not going to need you to do the secret password because I know you. I have you as a Facebook friend, so I'm just going to send you a message. I know who you are, and that one will settle that. These other ones, I'm going to have to do that secret word thing. All right, thanks for watching and thanks for watching and subscribing. Thanks for liking and sharing my videos. And until the next video, happy crafting. Bye.